Welcome to the Action Plan. This is a community of guys that want more out of life. We live in a world today where we have AI taking over jobs, the world against us. So what do we have but ourselves? Men today are in a world today where people are always pushing us down, telling you you're not good enough, you're not doing what we want you to do. But who decides that? Who decides what makes you a good man? Is it society and what's their best interest for you, or what you want for you? And in this community, we are going to build men up. A rising tide raises all ships. And finding your purpose. It's a lot easier to get up in the morning. It's a lot easier to be stressed, tired. All the negatives are so much easier when you have something that you're pushing toward. My family, my friends, my environment, I see a lot of people that just aren't doing enough. And maybe my levels of excellence are higher than others, and I think they are. But that doesn't mean that they're not looking for that. Maybe they just don't know what they're looking for. And that's what this community is about. It's helping guys find what they want and pursuing that and taking the actual action. There's tons of information out there, how to be a high value man, how to find your purpose. And that's all important and great. And that's what's on my YouTube channel as well. But the actually executing it every single day, that is the difficulty. And in our community, iron sharpens iron. The best men in our group will make the lesser men in our group better, because everybody's going to build each other up. It's just like on a sports team. The best football players make the lesser football players better because they play them in practice every single day. So how are you not going to get better? And that is what it's about. That healthy, competitive environment that is so lacking in our world today. And the problem is, in your day-to-day life, people aren't going to tell you the right things, the things to hold you accountable, because they don't want confrontation. Oh, you're perfect the way you are. Don't change anything about yourself. Those are the most toxic people, because those are the people that want you stay where you're at. Don't do more. Don't become more. Don't improve. Those people are never going to be the people that you want to see at the finish line. Because those are the people that want to see you stay where you're at. You're predictable where you're at. They don't want to see you change, because then that's a reflection on them that they didn't do more. And you really got to change the way you think about that stuff. So what is included in our community? We have a couple of major points. So the first one is a monthly Q&A live stream. So it's going to be a live stream for members only to answer, for me to answer your guys' questions. Any members will be available to ask questions in that live stream, and that will be posted to the YouTube channel. So you guys can get kind of a spotlight by me answering your questions. And also, I'll be able to answer questions you guys have about your fitness journey, about your self-improvement journey. We can go over all of that in the live streams. Monthly membership spotlight. So I'm going to pick one member every single month to give a shout out to. Kind of give you guys a, you're on the right track. Keep going. And it'll give you guys a motivation to do what you're doing. Seeing transformational stories, seeing you guys improving. It's a motivator. Seeing other guys in the community doing well is going to help you on your journey wanting to do better for yourself. Then that leads us to the action plan PDF. So it's going to be a PDF, which is pretty much a simple one-page daily tracker for your fitness and your habits. So it's going to be holding you accountable for the things that you're doing, or maybe the lack of things that you're not doing. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating enough protein? How much sugar did you have today? Do you feel tired? Do you feel weak? Do you feel sore? Do you feel pumped up after your workout? We're going to go over all those things because, like I said, we know what we need to do. It's sometimes just that daily reminder. That's the difference to allow you to do it every single day if you're constantly being reminded. And it sucks because in the beginning, you do have to be constantly reminded, but you'll get to a point where that action plan is really going to be for the beginners, because at some point, the action plan PDF is going to be in your head. You're not going to have to think about it. You're just going to do it. It's going to be what your habits are every day. I don't have to think about getting up in the morning, why I have to get up in the morning. I just do it because that's what you do. It becomes, the system becomes the habit. And I think that's something that I really want to drive home too, is this community, we're building a system for you to daily follow this system each and every day. It's a very structured system, but then over time it becomes a habit where you don't have to remember the repetitions, you just do the repetitions. You don't have to, it's like when you start working out, right? You have to look up different workouts to figure out which workouts you're going to do. But at a certain point, you're going to know what to do. You're not going to have to be like, wait, what was that move again? What was that thing for my biceps? You're just going to do it because you've done it for 5-10 months. You remember what that workout is. You no longer have to look up that workout to remember because you do it every single time. And that's kind of what this is too. Reminding yourself to wake up early, reminding yourself to hit the gym, reminding yourself to get your 10,000 steps in each day, reminder to set back the sodium, sugar, carbs, and eat more protein. You know that those are the things to get yourself in shape, but are you actually doing that every single day? And that's what we are going to push in our community. So that kind of gets us to the next step, which is the starter kit. So the starter kit is basically a 3-day stepping off point. So it's going to be a quick workout program for 3 days and a meal plan with a grocery list attached to it. So I'm going to include all of this stuff in the community. So that's all going to be available for you when the time is right. And then a check-in form. So again, it's, the action plan PDF is your daily reminder. The check-in form is your weekly reminder. So at a certain point, you're going to get off of the training wheels of the daily reminder. Then it'll be continuing to keep that up as a reminder each week. It's no longer going to be an everyday thing. Then we'll get you to the point where it's once a week we're going to be going over those things. And then eventually, like I said, you're going to have the habits and the system established already. That foundation will already be built. You won't even have to think twice about it anymore. And to be honest with you, the action plan PDF and the check-in form, after about 6 months to a year, you're not even going to need those things in the community anymore because you're going to be doing it every day. And then that kind of leads us, like I said, the raw reality is in today's world, we are in such a comfortable, safe environment. The most comfortable, safe environment we've ever had in history. So why is everybody so miserable? Why is everybody so angry? Why is everybody so depressed? And that's because there's nothing for us to pursue. So you have to cultivate those things to pursue for yourself. And that's what this community is going to help you do. It's going to give you ideas for where you want to go in your life. Going to hold you accountable on a daily basis to continue going in that direction. And I think in today's world, it's so hard to find other guys that think the way you do because most of our world is not like that. Everybody else wants to be a victim. Everybody else wants the easy path. They'll complain that they have to go to their job. They'll complain that they have a bad boss, but they'll be the first ones to do the bare minimum and wonder why they aren't going any further in life. They won't even try. They won't even attempt for anything more. But they'll be the ones to always complain about it. So, like I said, an environment, we're going to hold each other accountable, iron sharpening iron, giving input to each other, holding each other accountable, and removing you from, to be honest with you, an environment of people that, even with the best intentions, are going to be holding you back. And that could be your mom saying, Why are you going to give up your $200,000 a year tech job to pursue something else? Well, this isn't what I want to do. I have to live this every single day, and I don't want to do this anymore. Those people, even with the best intentions, are really going to hold you back. And that's where this community, we're going to help you. I'm not sure if I want to start this business, my fitness journey, I don't know. No, we're going to hold you and say, yes, keep going. We're going to rise with the tide. And that kind of gets us to the next point. Like I said, it's all mind over matter, and creating that environment and cultivating men on a mission looking to accomplish more out of life. Because to be honest, most of us have a pretty decent life. Most of us have a good enough life. But that's the problem. Our lives are good enough. We make enough to not be on the street. We make enough to be comfortable. Comfortable and content are the most terrible things, the most toxic things for someone that is looking to improve their life and become something more. So erase those things, eviscerate those ideas from your head. Because in this community, we are here to make each other better. Positive criticism, positive environment. And for those that want more out of life, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're pursuing. We're no longer chasing things. We're no longer content and comfortable. We're going to act. And that's the point of the action plan, is taking the action, doing the actual repetitions, day after day, week after week, year after year. I believe in you. Our community believes in you. But do you believe in yourself?